Alright, time to go back to SLM. I've been talking about DLM a little bit too much because here in Arizona, where I'm living, I don't seem to run into a lot of SLM problems. I tend to run more into DLM problems. And even DLM, I don't run into as much as in Seattle. But here in Arizona, we have plenty of single people, happily single people, probably because a lot of students here. And even people who are happily married can relate to happily single people. So SLM is not that big of a problem. DLM a little bit more so. People have differences in views on how life should be enjoyed, and they just don't want to accept me for what I eat or what I love to do on vacation. I think part of it might also be the ALM kind of problems, or with the Asian community. Right now with COVID-19, and so I guess people don't want to hear about me going to a computer conference in either Taiwan, or sometimes it's being held in Japan. That could be part of it as well. Anyways, back to SLM, Single Lives Matter. So I sometimes people hear my stories about being discriminated against, or having judgment issues at work, or differences at work, and they asked exactly what I want. So I thought I would make a list of possible solutions to some of these things. The first thing I want is get rid of the idea that people have to be married, right? I hear so many, if you just turn on any genre of music, and it's what do they sing about? It's always a relationship, usually between opposite sexes, right? Occasionally you get other kinds of relationships, but at least between two people. Right? Any song, whether it be pop, whether it be country, whether it be rock and roll, always involves usually a man and a woman, sometimes two people of the same sex, sometimes transgender, never homosexual, right? Unless it's a breakup song, right? And how happy they are after breaking up, right? That's about as close to, even then it has to involve a relationship with two people to begin with, right? So be a little bit more relationship neutral, if you will, right? And that's number one goal. Number two is stop sensationalizing the idea that you have to be out there to meet somebody, right? So a lot of times when people hear that I'm single, they want to hook me up with somebody, they make suggestions on where I can look for somebody. Stop, right? I just want to go out and enjoy. I recently took up bowling. I just scored the other night a 189, my highest score ever. And unfortunately, none of that gets any noise, but as soon as there's a girl involved, oh my God, what you do, right? Yeah, where are you guys going next, right? Are you planning on getting married, or, you know, I don't know why. I'd much rather people be encouraging me to get a 200 in bowling, which was my goal. My goal was to get a 200 before June 10th of this year because of the solar eclipse. I tend to make goals around that. Anyway, okay, so those are the top two things, right? More neutral towards relationship status. I want to turn on the radio and hear a few songs about people being happily single, not people coming off of breaking up, right? Taylor Swift used to sing a lot of songs about that, and I could relate to that. I've had many times where I've broken up and became the happiest man alive, right? Usually only for a few months until I meet somebody else, but I could relate to that. And so more neutrality, and not sensationalizing it, not needing, I guess those are two of the similar things, not needing two people in order to sensationalize something, right? Now, I know this will sound bizarre if you're from Western society, but you know, we talk a lot about maternity leave, right, or family leave, especially this past year because of the pandemic. You know, how about some future spouse search leave, if that's your goal, right? If you don't want to search for a spouse, how about some alone time leave, right? If you just want to, I guess we could call it quarantine now, mentally quarantined from the rest of the world, why not, right? I would, you know, depending on what you want, right? Whether you're happily single or you're still looking for somebody, how about 2 days a week? We get to leave work on time, right? Not have to cover for our boss, or for our coworkers or our bosses who are on maternity leave or who had a family member die of COVID-19, right? Just 2 days a week. We leave on time, and maybe once a year we have a couple weeks of future spouse surge or mental quarantine leave, if you will, right? Anyway, I'm just throwing an idea out there, right? So November 16th, we have a lunar eclipse, right? I'm going to see what happens if I ask my boss for some clear my head kind of leave, right? I don't know. I'll come up with a phrase, SLM leave or something like that. I'll let you guys suggest something, and I'll ask for it, right? And see what happens, raise a little bit of awareness. It'll be a fun time. Thanks for watching.